This happened years ago when I was young and stupid. It was the 90s when gang culture was at its height. I was a junior in high school and got caught up with the wrong crowd. I did all sorts of stuff like skipping school, drugs, fighting, and stealing. I was even in juvie. In no shape or form am I condoning my actions, but it was a way of life for troubled kids from low-income families in urban America. Although it's not what it was back then, it is still a reality for some today. We didn't do it a ton, and I'm ashamed to say this, but my friends and I used to rob and break into houses. Older Hmong people kept a ton of cash hiding in their homes, and we knew this. So, one time, we broke into a house while the family was away. We checked it for a week until we were comfortable enough to do the job. Once inside, we split up and started rummaging through the different rooms. We usually looked for smaller items of value like jewelry, small electronics, and of course cash. In one of the rooms, I found nothing under the mattress and started digging through the dresser. There was a huge mirror attached to it. I saw something in the reflection. Glancing up at it, my heart skipped a beat. A little old Hmong lady with a pink beanie was standing behind me, beside the bed. She was mouthing something I couldn't understand. I turned quickly to look behind me, but saw nothing. My heart hammered wildly in my chest, and my throat turned dry. No matter how much I swallowed, I couldn't find any relief. "Hey!" a voice called out from behind me. Startled, I yelped and stumbled, looking to see who or what it was. To my surprise, it was my friend Ting by the doorway. "Hey man, you aight?" he asked, studying me intensely. Yeah, I'm good," I replied, my voice shaking. "You sure?" Ting asked, his face filled with concern. I cleared my throat and nodded. "Find anything?" "No," I said, walking quickly out of the room and toward the window we climbed in through. I didn't talk much on the ride back to Ting's house while everyone bragged about what they found, which consisted of $90 in cash, some jewelry, and a Super NES console with some games. All the cash was found in one of the drawers in the kid's bedroom. Though Ting suspected something was wrong with me, I appreciated that he didn't say anything to the others about it. A week after that, my parents forced me to go to a Jama, or night gathering, with them. My heart sank when we pulled up and parked along a line of cars in front of the same house I was in just a week ago. Not wanting to make a scene, I decided to go along with my parents, in fear of looking suspicious. There were so many people there, the whole house buzzed with activity. There was food and drinks being served for all the guests. I overheard some of the conversations, and my dad introduced me to the family there. I couldn't even look at them. My dread turned to shame when I found out the family my friends and I stole from were distant relatives of mine. The day we broke into their house, they were out visiting their terminally ill grandmother at the hospital. She must have been the apparition I previously saw in the mirror, but I couldn't figure how since she didn't pass away until a few days after. But it didn't make it any less spooky. From across the living room, the old folks were consoling the kids. There were 4 of them. The oldest was 10 years old. All of them were in tears as the adults caressed their heads and spoke to them. "Don't cry even though your grandma is not here anymore. We are here and will love you," said a lady. "It will never be the same without her. No grandma to cook and walk you from school," said another person. "When your parents yell or spank you, there will be no one to stop them or love you afterwards," a third said. And on it went, from one adult to the next. Some of the things the adults were saying didn't seem productive or helpful in any way. If anything, it made the kids cry even more. But who am I to judge? I was the biggest piece of trash on the planet. My heart couldn't help but ached for them, and the fact that I stole from them made it worse. I was so overcome with emotions that even I started crying. I hid it as best I could with my head down. It was then I decided to get my life right and started the arduous journey to becoming a better person. Till this day, I still don't know why Granny came to me. Perhaps it was to tell me not to take the money she'd saved for her grandchildren. I guess I'll never know.